Hello Power Rangers Lightning Collection fans, and welcome back to Toku Topics. Today I'm taking a look at the brand new, I guess, it's been out for a couple of months in a bunch of different countries, but not the United States, the GameStop exclusive Power Rangers Lightning Collection Zeo Pink Ranger and Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger Catherine 2-pack. So, very, very excited to finally get this thing. It is still not released currently in the United States, which is probably why you're probably wondering why I have this or how I have this. Good question. So basically, someone reached out to me like a week ago, giving me a really good deal on this 2-pack and the TMNT Shredder figure, which I'll be taking a look at here pretty soon. And I mean, like, an incredible deal. I paid like a little bit more than half of the retail price for these two things together, which was crazy. So the only downside to this one is that the seller did let me know that there is a lot of damage to this box. Which is not very good because I do like to collect the boxes. There's like bulging and dents and stuff all over it. But for the deal I was able to get on it, I was fine with that because I'm sure I'll be able to get a replacement box from somebody, I'm sure. So if anybody, I've already had a couple people on Twitter reach out and say that they would be willing to give me their box or sell me their box, which would be great. So I would eventually like to get a replacement box for this. But hey, we got the figures here finally because GameStop is just never getting around to ever releasing this in the United States. So this is what we have to do. So you can see this actually was shipped to me from California, but it did not come from California. As you can see here, there is a sticker for Hasbro Toy Malaysia. So this is one of the ones that was imported over because it did release over there a long time ago. So this is the GameStop exclusive 2-pack that includes a figure you probably already have, but if you don't, this is a great way to get it, since this has become one of the most expensive and rare Lightning Collection figures to date, or at least the original Wave 2 Kimberly version, which it is a little bit different in a couple of ways. But this is the only way to get the Zeo Pink Ranger figure, which if you've been collecting everything up to this point, will complete the Zeo Ranger team finally here. So, especially if you just were able to get Tanya recently from Wave 10. So it has, of course, 2-pack style artwork, so it has forward-facing artwork for both of the Rangers here, which we've already seen this artwork before on the Pink Ranger helmets, and I think on the Morpher as well. You can see here brand new artwork for the Zeo Pink Ranger, since we've obviously never had that before. Interestingly, there's no text down there. Sometimes, or I think most of the time, 2-packs have had the name of the character here and here, but it's just there on the front for this one. It's obviously the same Ranger color, but there are two different shades of pink on here, which is nice. There's the barcode if you need that for any reason, even though it is exclusive to GameStop and also on Pulse as well. Here is the 3D render on the back here, which looks pretty nice. We, of course, even have PC, Cat's cat form, which I love that you get with this thing. So I was really excited for this 2-pack, and while it is kind of annoying to buy this figure so many times, we're going to, of course, compare it to the Metallic Armor Pink Ranger figure as well, because of the fact that it is another cat figure with 3 different unique cat head sculpts. You probably see iGuy up there in the corner, because this is being filmed at my dorm, and I have very limited space right now, especially for a 2-pack. So I'm doing this on like half of my Lightning Collection display, and like there's the door right there for the dorm itself. So let's go ahead and open this thing up and take a look at everything you get in here, because you get a lot. Alright, so here's everything out of the box, and you definitely get a lot of stuff here. Definitely a pretty packed 2-pack, which is very nice for being a typical 2-pack price, or at least the new 2-pack price. I'm really happy with everything you get here. You get pretty much everything you would want for these figures, I would believe. I mean, I can't really think of anything that's missing. So first of all, let's go ahead and take a look at the older figure, the kind of re-release one here, and that is Mighty Morphin Pink. So nothing too exciting about this figure. It's really, like I said, only good if you do not have the Wave 2 figure, the original Kimberly release, or even if I guess you're not going to get the April O'Neil release, which is also a little bit different, but like, we have a lot of MMPR Pink figures. We have enough, to be honest. We have a lot. I mean, I guess there are other variants we could still get, but like, here we go again. So this one, and of course both of these on mine, do suffer from that purple chest pattern, or that purple chest thing. It doesn't really show up on camera, but the fact that like part of the figure is definitely a darker shade of pink, basically almost a kind of a purple than the rest of it, which is definitely annoying. I think it is, it's definitely noticeable in person. I don't know how well it does pick up on camera or not, but it is certainly there. What is nice about this one, though, is the fact that the way it's packaged in the box, as you saw earlier, was just kind of standing straight, so you're not going to have any of that bowed leg kind of problem. I mean, maybe there's like a little bit of it, but you're not going to have as much of it as a problem as it was with Mighty Morphin Pink and Wave 2, since of the pose that she was in the original box. It caused a lot of the arms or the legs to be kind of swerved. You do get different hands for this release, however. There are 2 holding hands that she comes default on with. You do not have her arrow holding hand or her bow holding hand like you got with her original release, because her swappable hands, which I almost completely dropped it there, the swappable hands are just a karate chop hand and a fist, and it's the same hands for Zeo Pink as you can see them over here. They just went with the same thing. They did change it slightly, however. They did remold the helmet on this release, so we will compare that there. At least I'm pretty sure they did. People kept saying that they did, but it is kind of hard to tell. So this one right here is the Wave 2 release from 2019. As you can see, she has that very distinct kind of squarey rectangle kind of shape hole for the arrow or for the bow. But I mean, yeah, I think it uses the new helmet sculpt. I definitely think I see a little bit of a difference in the visor. I think the new one's a little bit more cleaner and everything, but I'm not 100% sure. This new one has a little like pink scratch right there. It doesn't seem to be maybe as glossy. It still is pretty glossy, just like the 2019 one, but I think it is a slight remold. But yeah, it looks pretty good. But yeah, basically the comparison here, it's the same figure, more or less, just some slight color differentiations and such like that. So we'll go ahead and put her there. We should also actually need to put this one away, as we can compare it to, briefly, to the metallic pink, which is more or less just a shiny metallic version of the original Wave 2 2019 figure. So this one came out in 2020, so we have one from 2019, one from 2020. This one came out originally in 2021. I'm just getting it in 2022. Same thing whenever I get to the April O'Neil one that came out in 2021. So we've yet to get a Mighty Morphin Pink this year, but who knows? It's probably a matter of time. Taking a look at her bow, it's the same thing that you probably have from any other version of her, or with like the Comic-Con set if you were able to get that. It has the connection ports for the power blaster, so of course you can form the whole thing. Nothing too crazy there. You get the same arrow again, which I'm happy we have this back. Did we get that with Metallic Armor Pink? We got her special effect arrow, which is actually not present here, which is interesting. For whatever reason, they give you this effect piece, which we've had before, very common with the Zeo Rangers, and a lot of 2021 main wave figures had this one. But I believe this is the first time we've had it in this dark green. And I don't know if it clips in to the Blade Blaster or not. I never tried it on a Blade Blaster. I've only ever really tried it on a the Zeo pistol, because that's what it originally came with. Not really. You can kind of get it on there. It's kind of strange, because the way it's packaged in the box, this is clearly the one meant for Mighty Morphin Pink. It's on her side of the box. But it doesn't really work with the Blade Blaster, which of course for the millionth time you get in its blaster form. However, this is the first Mighty Morphin Pink release to actually have it with the proper white color and not in silver. Metallic pink and regular pink both had it in a silver finish there, which was always inaccurate, but they actually corrected it with this one. So that is really nice. And then you get this Catherine head, which is different from the other Catherine head. So we'll go ahead and compare both Catherine heads here. So this is the one from the Metallic Pink release. This is the one from the new Mighty Morphin release. I think this hairstyle fits a little more of her Zeo days, I believe, and vice versa. I think this one fits a little more of her Mighty Morphin days, but the way they're packaged is that this one goes with that one, and this one goes with that one. So that's what you get. So we'll go ahead and take a look at this on the new figure. So this shouldn't be too bad. That came off very nice, which is good. We'll see how nice the other one fits on there. Very nicely, very easy. So there is the Catherine head sculpt there, which looks pretty good. I think it looks like her. Get the nice hair, and I'm honestly pretty blown away by the fact that they included, well, it was already cool they gave you a cat head sculpt on the metallic pink, but I'm blown away that it's not just a reuse of that, and I'm even more blown away by the fact that it's 2 brand new cat head sculpts in this pack, and neither one of them are reused. That's pretty crazy to me. I never would have expected that. I also would have not expected to own so many different versions of this figure. So, but that's what you get. But we'll go and take a look at the brand new figure here, which it's basically just a repaint of Wave 10's Zeo Yellow. Technically Zeo Yellow is a repaint of this one, because this 2-pack I think did release first. I'm trying to remember exactly how that all worked out. Maybe Zeo Yellow came out first in terms of countries that I got it. But here is the Zeo Pink Ranger, our final member of the Zeo team that we need. And of course, I will show off a picture of the whole team at the end now that we finally have the final member. So it's great to complete a team, which is like the main reason why you would need this 2-pack, of course. So she does have the silver visor. That's the one Hasbro picked for this one. So she joins Rocky and Adam in being inaccurate, but therefore 3 out of 5 means that the inaccurate version of the visor wins over in the end. Sadly, only Tanya and Tommy had the correct white trim visor. But more or less, it's the same kind of figure as we got from Wave 10, as it kind of goes in and out of focus there. I never brought this up in my Zeo Yellow figure review because I didn't realize it until somebody pointed it out. Let me kind of crack that joint a little bit there. But the holsters on the skirts are molded to the skirt. So they do not kind of have that leeway room that are on like the male versions of this. It was the same way on Zeo Yellow, I just did not notice it. And it is present like that here on Zeo Pink. She has pretty bad discoloring in terms of like not matching with the chest and everything else. But like I said, I don't really know how well it's coming across on camera, but I definitely noticed it in real life. It doesn't really bug me that much because it's going to be kind of hard to find one that isn't like that, if there even are ones that are not like that. But she also comes with the holding hands, same exact hands that the Mighty Morphin version has. She does also have the gold trim around the cuffs, which was not present on a lot of Zeo Rangers as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at her with Zeo Yellow, who did also have the cuffs. So here are the 2 Zeo females. And yeah, basically the same kind of figure. Obviously, pretty much just a paint difference and a helmet difference. But I mean, what would you expect? That's exactly what it should be. So she comes with the typical Zeo accessories. Oh, by the way, I forget to mention this. She has black soles to her boots. I have no idea why. So I mean, that's accurate to the suits. That's accurate to pretty much any Power Ranger suit. They have black soles on the bottom of the shoes. Lightning Collection figures never, ever really do that, like ever. Dino Charge Red, I believe, had it in Wave 1, and that's it, along with this one. It's not present on that figure. It's not present on the Zeo Yellow figure whatsoever. I have no idea why they decided to give it to this one, but sure. If this had a white visor trim, this would be like a perfectly accurate Zeo Pink, in my opinion. I don't get it, but they did that anyway. So she gets, like I said, the same hands as earlier. I'm barely going to go over them. They are the same thing. She gets the same blaster we've seen so many times at this point, but with no gold paint on the side, which is fine. I think that's kind of been the majority of them anyway. Same thing with the sword. No paint down there that is present on some of them, but whatever. But she does have her weapon, so we, thankfully at this point we know Rocky's finally getting his, but it is nice to see the whole Zeo team finally have them all. So here is her shield. And this is a pretty cool one. So what's interesting is that how they've done it here. They have like this peg kind of hook system thing going on, which is interesting. So like I'm assuming this one is for you to have her hold it kind of forward facing, and then this one is to have it hook onto the arm. So that is definitely an interesting way to do it, and that's kind of how the effect piece works as well. Very, very pretty paint there. I think they did a great job with it. You get a brand new effect piece, this purple kind of spark blast, little explosion thing, and instead of having like a peg or whatever, it has this little tab. And so you're supposed to clip it in or kind of just rest it in one of the slots there, kind of just one of the open spaces that you get on the shield, and kind of just have it hang there, which, yeah, I think that works. Looks kind of strange, but it's something. It's a unique way to do it. I give her a unique effect piece. I think it's cool. Let's see how difficult it is to peg this into her hand. I guess you want to be a little careful because you don't want to scratch the gold cuff paint on there, which is what this keeps trying to lean towards. But I'm also a little worried by the integrity of this plastic. It's definitely trying to go over that gold paint. No, please don't. Don't go over the gold paint. That's just where friction has wanted it to go. Or have her hold it. That's what I'm going to have her do. So, I mean, it is a little bit of a loose connection there. If you bend the arm and kind of have her hold it to the side, that doesn't look too bad. So, pretty tight head sculpt there, head joint there, because I haven't really cracked these joints in yet. But yeah, I mean, it looks fine. I'm totally good with that. But the hook thing is a cool feature as well, if you like that. So I'm good with that. So let's go ahead and try swapping the head. As you can see, I didn't show it off really, but it's a brand new head as well. It has this ponytail design, which was one real pain to get this out of the box, I'll tell you that, because this was like behind the plastic tray, so you had to like slide it through while trying to push the head out, and it didn't really give you a lot of places to push on it because you didn't want to like snap this off or rip it off. But I think it also looks like Cat pretty well. Maybe not as well. Here it is compared to the metallic armor release of Cat. And we'll go ahead and put it on the figure, and we'll compare the two head sculpts that you get with this figure. Ooh, pretty squeaky there. It's mostly on. Not really, I guess. Good enough. So, kind of has a long neck there because I didn't really clip it in perfectly, but there are the two Catherine heads, which, yeah, I'm definitely leaning more towards the one that I have on Mighty Morphin Pink right now, but I don't think the Zeo one is terrible. Yeah, not too bad. I'm overall impressed by those, so we'll put them off to the side as we kind of take a look at the final accessory for this set, final thing, which is really, really cool. So you technically get 3 cats in this set. This one being an actual cat, being when she was first introduced in Mighty Morphin as her cat form that she took when she was under Rita's spell, which they named PC, which I believe stood for Park Cat, if I remember that reference correctly, or it's not really a reference, but if I remember the fact of it correctly. And they included it here, which is really, really cool. So a little Lightning Collection animal thing, not considered a figure or anything like that, but because it's just a little accessory. No articulation on this whatsoever, it's just a very solid cat. But nice kind of like fur detailing and sculpting and stuff in there. You do get the green eyes, which I think was part of the spell, so that was really cool. But yeah, you can just kind of have Cat, or PC I suppose, stand there, and I love that. It's just such a neat idea to include that with that. And that's basically it for this Cat 2-pack. Before I wrap it up here, though, I definitely want to make sure I show this off, or show off Zeo Pink specifically with the whole Zeo team. So let's go ahead and move right over to that. Alright, and there we go. The complete Power Rangers Zeo team lined up in numerical order with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I guess technically 6, even though he doesn't have a 6 on his visor. But yeah, this is awesome. I'm really happy to finally complete the Zeo team after quite a while. I mean, these took pretty much every year of the Lightning Collection to finally happen. 2021, they just really kind of, finished it off, because we got half of this team released in 2021, with technically released in 2019, but also 2020, and then 2020 for red and blue, and then of course green, yellow, and pink in 2021. And I love how this looks. I'm just very happy to have a complete team. I'm very happy that everybody had their weapons except for Rocky, but I'm happy he's getting them finally with the Zeo Cog, which honestly, we also got those as well. We got Cog 2-pack, so you can have them fight your Zeo Rangers if you wanted to. This one has a very twisted foot right now. So you have a whole team, and you have some villains for them to fight as well, which is great. And I highly recommend it. And I mean, you should have the complete team at this point if you've collected everything in the Lightning Collection, or if you were finally able to track down this 2-pack especially. Which, I mean, the girls are the newest ones. I mean, the guys have been out for a while at this point. You can probably find most of them, except for Gold. I know Gold's become a rarer one, even though he has up for pre-order, kind of as a restock thing here. But I love the Power Rangers Zeo season. I love the Power Rangers Zeo team and their suits. So this is a really cool way, finally really cool display to finally have the whole team like this. And it's just great that the Lightning Collection has been able to focus on furthering teams and completing them and such. Like we just completed In Space pretty recently, and now we have a complete Zeo. So this is great. And that's pretty much going to do it. Alright, and that is going to do it for my review of the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Catherine 2-pack of Zeo Pink and Mighty Morphin Pink. So, I of course highly recommend this pack for a number of reasons, if not for at least getting Zeo Pink to complete the team. You definitely need it for that. But it is a great way to get Mighty Morphin Pink for those who have not been able to find the original release. Obviously, it's not Kimberly, which I know a lot of people probably want anyway, but I'm sure we'll get another Kimberly head somehow, besides the Ninja one technically. I'm sure we'll get one some way down the line eventually. But yeah, I love this pack. Hopefully it actually releases in the United States properly soon. Like I said, this one did not come from the United States. It's not out yet. Just, as far as I'm aware, it's not out just yet in the United States. So be sure to stay out on a lookout for that. And huge thanks to the guy who was able to hook me up with them, which is great. And also he was able to hook me up with Shredder. So we will be taking a look at that here pretty soon. I'm about to record that one, but you're going to be seeing that one a couple days after this video here. So until next time, you can follow me on Twitter at LivingRangerKey or at LightningFigPR, and I'll see you all next time.